Catastrophic system failures do not usually start with massive breaches. They begin as small, mundane exceptions to the rules. Right now, the most dangerous exception in your organization is a $20 per month generative AI subscription. Employees need to increase output, so they bypass traditional procurement and expense these tools directly on their corporate credit cards. This scatter plot represents those hundreds of unmanaged subscriptions. They appear randomly across your departments, untethered to any central security node. At large enterprises, this unmanaged software spending has surged by 393%, carrying severe financial and security consequences. We are going to bridge the gap between employee speed and enterprise safety. Step 1 is mapping the invisible attack surface. Step 2 is integrating these costs into your FinOps ledger. Step 3 is deploying a standardized intake pipeline. You cannot govern what you cannot see. Establishing absolute visibility is the mandatory prerequisite to preventing a $4.45 million data breach. Start by pulling the data. Extract the last 30 days of corporate credit card expense reports from your finance department as a raw data export. Next, run a reconciliation script. As the split-screen diagram illustrates, you cross-reference the organization's single sign-on identity logs on the left with those isolated expense management APIs on the right. When these two datasets intersect, they verify a definitive list. You now have the exact names of active software users who bypass traditional IT procurement loops. Do not immediately terminate these discovered shadow accounts. If you block an employee's access to a tool without providing a viable, secure alternative, you only guarantee that they will find a new, deeper workaround tomorrow. Instead, we move to the next operational milestone. You will transition these freshly discovered applications into a structured, risk-based inventory. Categorize each application by its specific function. Is it for content generation or data analysis? Then assess its risk profile against the OWASP API framework. Watch how this categorization organizes the data. The chaotic scatterplot transitions into a rigid inventory matrix. This immediately exposes severe application redundancy. You will often find 7 different AI tools performing the exact same function across isolated business units. Applying a strict risk taxonomy transforms an invisible vulnerability into a clearly mapped target. You now have the blueprints for consolidation and cost recovery. With the discovery phase complete, we pivot to financial control. You must move these identified AI tools out of shadow expenses and into a centralized ledger. Tag every application by its specific pricing mechanism. You must make a hard distinction between flat monthly subscriptions and usage-based consumption models. Treating consumption-based AI pricing like a traditional flat-fee SaaS subscription is a critical failure point. It actively destroys budget forecasts because the costs scale unpredictably with employee use. You need to build a direct allocation model. Look at this financial dashboard. The linear budget forecast line suddenly spikes to precisely track usage-based pricing top-offs, like a charge of 1 cent per AI credit. By pushing these variable consumption costs directly back to the specific business units using the AI credits, financial teams can accurately forecast consumption top-offs. They no longer rely on flawed monthly averages. Bridging FinOps cost allocation with SaaS management neutralizes the threat of unpredictable pricing volatility. It forces software accountability back to the department level. Financial allocation manages the cost, but we must pivot to technical enforcement to manage the risk. You must track and prevent unmanaged data leakage in real time. Deploy edge layer network sentinels configured to analyze outbound API calls. Here, a digital data packet is intercepted and dismantled at a glowing network gateway threshold. Configure your security rules to act on the payload. This architectural diagram shows an on-premise hardware appliance intercepting outbound external API calls before they reach the public internet. If sensitive proprietary data or code is being sent to an unvetted AI web interface, the system drops the packets immediately. As a result, the system generates a silent alert to the IT dashboard detailing the intercepted payload. This prevents data exfiltration entirely without shutting down the employee's workstation. Do not rely on periodic manual audits to catch these leaks. Automation is an absolute requirement for real-time packet inspection at scale. To prevent future shadow purchasing, we shift to a unified, low-friction procurement template. This replaces the habit of using corporate credit cards. This minimalist user interface requires exactly 3 inputs from the employee: the desired business outcome, the data type being processed, and the estimated monthly consumption. Implementing a standardized, highly visible intake pipeline acts as the ultimate enterprise control point. It ensures speed for the operator and absolute security for the infrastructure. Your enterprise architecture is now secure. You have successfully bridged single sign-on logs, expense APIs, and FinOps consumption practices. Governance delayed is governance paid for under pressure. By proactively mapping your software environment, you preempt a catastrophic breach before it can materialize. Engineering decisions dictate human consequences. In this visual, the heavy machined metal object is overlaid with a mathematically perfect grid of luminous white lines, mapping its previously hidden surface. This new system restores operational trust without introducing workflow friction. By mapping the invisible, you deliver quiet, tangible impact. You have provided the exact protection your enterprise requires to innovate without fear.